picked him up, and I knew he already had the dogs taken care of. And we're taking my car, and didn't have to worry about the gas. He goes, can we stop at my bank? Over here off of Van Nuys Boulevard, I think it is. It was might have been a Wells Fargo, whatever it is, but there's ATM machines lined up, 4 or 5 of them, and there's tons of people that use them. But there's a red curb, so you have to. I drop them off the curb, and it's usually I pull around and wait, and then see them come from the ATM, and then I pick them up. So this time there's a lot of people in there, a lot of seedy looking people, and Chuck's real nervous going up there, so he's taking his card out, he puts it in, you can tell he's looking around, he's just uncomfortable there. So I'm ready to pull up, I'm waiting, the turn to pull up, cars are parked there, and an SUV, a big SUV. I have a small CRV, a gold color, smaller SUV. This big CRV pulls up in front of me, and I'm waiting a couple car lengths back, and Chuck turns around from the ATM, has his money, and walking straight towards that car, not looking, thinking it's his window, the red car, lined gold. Bangs on the window. Oh my God, we're looking through the back of the big guy, the woman sitting there, and banging on the thing, grabbing the door, thinking that's not my car. And then, oh my God. So the lady rolls down the window, and the look on Chuck's face. Dropped, and he looked back at me and goes, and I looked in the rear view, the guy looked in the rear view mirror at me after Chuck talked to him, and he gave me a thumbs up like that. But I made sure when Chuck walked in my car, I had my window down, my door unlocked. I didn't want him blaming on me. So anyway, I think Carol, is it? Wants to speak, read something that I think Tor gave you, or yeah. Tor was Chuck's buddy and working partner for years. So here we go.
So we had a lot of fun. And then later, when I had my own company doing marketing, I hired Chuck to do my graphics and marketing campaigns and everything. We worked very well together. And he just was always and still is a presence in my life. Always funny, always witty, always a friend. We always had a big shoulder to cry on. Just a genius. Just a really brilliant, wonderful person. And I miss him. And Tor was sorry that he could not be here today, but he wrote something that will be published. I don't know if it's on a website or a newsletter or what, but there's something called the Movable Book Society, and Tor belonged and Chuck belonged to it, and they wanted something about Chuck, and so this is what Tor wrote and asked me to read it today. Memories of Chuck Murphy by Tor Lockwood. Chuck and I first met at the art studio of John Birdsall back in the early 70s. Chuck had been working at a missile company and wasn't too happy there, so he sought employment elsewhere. We quickly became friends, and as I was getting a divorce, Chuck became my new roommate in the Echo Park neighborhood of Los Angeles. I had recently returned from New York, where I had worked under Ib Pennick for Wally Hunt's Graphics International, designing pop-up books and dimensional advertising. When Wally relocated back to Los Angeles, I introduced Chuck to him, and we both started a long freelance relationship with Wally's new company, Intervisual Communications, Inc. Chuck and I collaborated on several projects, most notably for Simon & Schuster, for whom we produced 3 Star Trek books. 2 of the books were punch-out books, and the 3rd was a pop-up book. But soon Chuck was busy designing books for Intervisual. His series of Chuckles and Ricky Learn About books, 12 in all, teaching young children about basic concepts, were brilliant, and in fact kept Intervisual afloat during one of the company's many financial crises. Chuck received a grand total of 1 penny of royalty per book publishers were paying much higher royalties, and he began designing books for which he became well known. His design sense was extraordinary, and his books were very popular both in the U.S. and Europe. Chuck was an officially approved Disney artist, and his work was the equal of any of the staff artists. Some personal observations about Chuck. This is still tour time. Never get into an argument with him. You would lose, for sure. He was simply impeccable in his logic, even if he played the devil's advocate. One time, a representative from a certain religious organization came to the door. He invited her in and turned her over to Chuck, who was at his finest as he methodically argued against all her points. She left a broken woman. Chuck liked working alone, and he had a temper. And this is just my side. I never saw Chuck's temper. We were well, and he never showed me. Anyway, so after a while, if I helped with the engineering of a book, we would simply work in our own studios and get together as required for the job. There's always a solution, and this way we stayed friends to the end. Chuck was an excellent guitarist. He would usually bring his guitar, even on some of the many backpack trips we would take with friends. We were entertained for hours around the campfire. When he began making good money, he bought himself a beautiful Martin, the Rolls Royce of guitars. When I first met Chuck, he had a habit of always being late. I decided early on just to accept that fact, and this way our friendship would flourish. But at some point, Chuck decided to change his ways, and suddenly he began being on time. Always. This probably had to do with our freelance work, where clients appreciate punctuality. As I moved to Northern California in 2004, we didn't see much of each other after that. We mostly communicated by email, and most of that had to do with humor, as we both had a great appreciation for sarcasm. One thing that pissed me off about Chuck: he was a handsome fellow, and he always had the eyes of the ladies. No matter where we went on our many road trips, he was the one they paid attention to. Of course, there was nothing I could do about it, save a beat. May my friend rest in peace.